Hello everyone, I'm Duchess DJ Love, the founder of gallivantinglikearoyal.com, Wanderlust and Wealth Wisdom. However, today we're going to be discussing my Duchess DJ Dementia Diaries. So join me as I take on the challenge of sharing my top caregiver tips for dementia that can really make a difference. Caring for a loved one with dementia can be one of the most rewarding yet challenging experiences of our lives. I know firsthand because I helped take care of my mom, Lady Lexi. And as a caregiver, we want to provide the best possible care, but often we're not sure where to start or how to navigate the complex emotional and practical demands that come with it. But I'm going to share some of my tips that I use to take care of my mom and make things go a little bit smoother. Effective tips and strategies can greatly improve the experience for both caregivers and those they care for. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. Now, one of the biggest struggles caregivers face is the communication barrier that can arise when caring with someone with dementia. For instance, my mom now calls everything a dog, an animal, or a truck. Those are the words that she knows. So that's the only way she knows how to communicate is going, oh, you see that animal over there when there's no animals over there. It might be a car. It could be a truck. Or it could just be a person or a sign. So you have to figure out what they're saying. It's very frustrating and heartbreaking when our loved ones struggle to express their needs, wants, and feelings. Like when my mom's hungry, she doesn't know how to express she's hungry. Some days she'll just pick up a plate from the kitchen and bring it to me and go do something with it, or she'll try to read it. But when she brings me the plate, that lets me know something needs to go in that plate. That's her way of telling me I'm hungry. On top of this, carers often experience emotional stress, worrying about their loved one's well-being, feeling guilty about not doing enough, or fearing the unknown. I can personally attest to this because when my mom's kind of moping around and I don't know how to get her out of it, it bothers me because I don't know if she's sick. I don't know if she's confused. I don't know what's going on because she's not saying anything. She's just sitting there staring off into wonderland. But I do have a simple tip that helps most of the time get her out of that. We go for a ride. We go for a drive in the car. And usually within 5 minutes, she lights up. She starts talking. And then I do it for about 30 minutes. Then she sings pretty much back to normal where she can communicate with me. This works very well for us. Now, let's not forget the physical demand of caregiving, from managing daily routines to dealing with challenging behaviors. And like me, I'm an only child, so I have a life of my own and take care of my mom. So, it does add a lot of emotional stress, physical stress. Where's my outlet? So if you're a caregiver, you're probably wondering, well, what do you do to relieve yourself? And it's no wonder caregivers often feel exhausted and overwhelmed and isolated. It's because of the toll that caregiving takes on you. And caregivers often put others' needs before their own. But this can lead to burnout and the compassion for fatigue. And we don't want that to happen. But it does. Especially like me. I'm an only child. I'm my mom's sole caregiver. So what can I do? Hang with me. We're going to get to that in just a minute. It's essential to recognize that taking care of ourselves is not selfish. It's necessary to provide the best care for our loved ones. Think of getting on an airplane. What do the attendants tell you in the case of emergency? They'll tell you plainly, put on your mask first before helping someone else, because you got to be able to take care of you before you can take care of someone else. So just remember that and do not feel guilty. And you may be one of the statistics where many caregivers fail to prioritize their own physical and emotional well-being, leading to a decline in their overall health and ability to care for their loved ones that they want to do. So we have tips to help with this. We must acknowledge this. We can't pour from an empty cup. We need to fill ourselves up first. So let me ask you, think about this. What can you do in 5 minutes that will brighten up your day? Number one, I like to take my mom outside for a walk, because while she's walking, the outdoor air, the freshness, the sunshine, that does something for my soul too. Also, when she's taking a nap, I'll go have me a glass of wine and read a book for a few minutes. Or when she has gone to bed for the night and I know she's going to be out for a while, I'll go soak in the tub with my bubbles and just relax. It's a few minutes of peace, which helps me re-energize for the task that's ahead. Now let's discuss the physical demands of caregiving, which can be relentless, from managing the daily medications to dealing with incontinence. This can put stressors on you, and two, it may make you think you're losing your mind or you being forgetful. So I like to put me a checklist on the refrigerator so I can go through and check off each day that I've accomplished something. That is a big help. What do you have, or what are your tips for helping you manage your daily chores with your dementia loved one? And if you're like me, it's hard to acknowledge this. It was crucial that I know that I can't do this alone and that I need to seek help, because that's a sign of strength, not weakness. Even though I felt the burden on myself, I had to ask for help because I can't do it all by myself. So don't take it as a sign of weakness. Ask for help. There are services out there that you can get someone to come sit with your loved one for a few hours, a friend or neighbor, a church member, someone to come and give you an hour or so relief. Even if it's just someone sitting with your loved one while you take a nap in the house, in case something goes wrong, they can wake you up. Just that little bit of help and relief makes a huge difference. And remember, whether it's hiring a healthcare aide, attending support groups, relying on friends and family, we need to build a network of support to carry us through the tough times. And it helps you, which in turn helps your loved one. Ask for help. That's being the bigger person. And another way you can communicate better with your loved one is using what I call validation techniques, such as acknowledging and accepting your loved one's feelings, what they say, and their perception of life. And you going along with this can help reduce agitation and anxiety. For example, let's say that my mom says, Grandpa's going to be here soon. Well, we know Grandpa has passed on and has been dead for a long, long time. But if my mom thinks Grandpa's coming, I'm like, yes, let's clean the house and get ready for Grandpa. That helps her. She smiles and, usually she gets off that subject. I guess my most important tip, as I said earlier, is effective communication, because that is the key to successful caregiving. And how do you do that, you may ask? I have learned to observe my mom, make notes, and watch her. It has taken me a while to know it, but now I know her mannerisms. I know when she feels bad. I know when she's hungry. I know when she needs to go to the restroom. I know when she's bored. So from her mannerisms, I can figure out how to communicate with her. Granted, we may not talk the same language, but I can suggest something or do something, and she understands, and I understand what she's trying to tell me in return. This is a big plus.